Hi, welcome to my Allotment UK. My name is Mike and it's been a terrible week for me this week. A couple of disasters. Monday was bank holiday and like most people that stay at home for this holiday, I decided to tidy up the plot and the garage and the shed and take the rubbish to the tip. I went to the tip on Tuesday and the queue was a mile long. There's traffic backing all the way to Uckfield, queuing up to take rubbish to the recycling centre. So I decided to return home and I'll come back Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning I went to the tip, disposed of the rubbish that I got there. We're on the way back about 3 miles out from the tip. I broke down and there was error number one. I've forgotten to take my phone with me, so I couldn't ring up for the breakdown service. So the only alternative was to catch a bus and travel back to the village on that, which took me all the way till lunchtime. After lunch my wife took me back to where the car had been left, and I'd already rung the insurance company, who notified the breakdown company to rescue me. They'd given wrong information, so Wednesday was a complete write-off. Thursday I thought, well, I'll be able to do some of the work on my son's project. I'll also update and do some editing for my upload. And stupid me went and put my SD card into the wrong slot, which resulted in me having to take the computer to a repair shop, and they had to take the computer apart and retrieve my SD card, which had information I needed upon it. And I didn't get the computer back till Friday. And to stop this happening again, I've gone and locked off the CD port with some plastic tape, so if I want to use a CD I can strip it off, but then I don't make the same silly mistake again. Still attended to the plot and I did some harvesting. One of the things that happened was that on the previous Thursday on the television, Beech Grove Gardening Programme, which is a Scottish programme, they were suggesting that for September sowings you should try a French bean called Speedy, and also a good time to sow green manure. So I thought, there's a good idea, onto the internet, I'll get a lot of those seeds, which I did through moulds, which I got within 3 days. So at least I'd got something to do, and I got other cameras and other SD cards, so I sowed some Speedy and some green manure. Not having a computer and not having the car, I spent most of the time on working on my son's project. Now I know it's not a gardening project, but it is computer related. It's for his Zoom conferencing. So following on from last week, I cut the timbers to length. I'm now in the workshop where I'll start setting them out. And the first thing I do is square off the end. And in this case, I'm also taking off a knot. Before any machinery is set on, we set off the cant back, and we'll keep it running even when the machine's not working. This cut gives us a square end. End cut, we now turn the board over and measure the length. As I said earlier, we'll keep the cant vac running even if the machines aren't working to improve the air conditions. Required dimension is 40 inches. The rule is square to pencil, not pencil to square. I wobbled a bit there, but the saws sort it out. We can now cut out the legs, which is 5 inches from beneath the shelf. Before we cut it, we place a stop block on the guide, and that gives us 2 legs exactly the same size. All pieces cut, we can now mark out the dovetails. Making dovetails in softwood, it's not critical, but we make them large and obtuse. And for the dimensions of the dovetail, I just do it by eye. If they look right, they are right. Dovetails are not a difficult joint. Some people are a bit frightened of them. The secret is you need sharp tools. You need a sharp saw and a sharp chisel, and you'll be okay. And another thing about forming dovetails is the more you do, the better you get at it. A sharp chisel is a definite requirement, and you'll be resharpening more than once throughout the operation. Here we feel in the face of the chisel for the burr, that it's completely gone. And notice how shiny this chisel is on its back. That's an essential requirement with this sharp chisel. A barber would use a leather strop to hone the chisel to a fine edge, but carpenters use the palm of their hands. We start by cutting out the mortises on the legs. And finishing them off with cutting the haunch. These side dovetails I use to mark out the female dovetail, which is on the shelf. Just checking. I've turned the board round because I'm strong on my left eye. If you're strong on your right eye, you would do it this one first and then the other one second. As the side pieces, we cut the female pieces out, again using a chisel. This time I'm using a wider one. When placing the chisel on the wood, you'll see me rocking it, and that's because I have to keep it just a 1/16 from the edge, and then it'll grow into where I've cut. It's called creep. Slow the video down at this point so that you can hear the crunch. When a chisel is blunt, you lose that crunch, and you know that you've got to start sharpening again. I'll offer the male legs to the top rail. It won't go in, but what happens is that it makes a mark, and that tells me how much to pare off. It's a delicate operation, but it does give a nice tight fit, as we see here. A liberal coating of carpenter's yellow glue. Tapped in place using a protected piece of scrap wood, and the assembly is cramped up with some sash cramps and left for the glue to cure. Well, there we go. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, a thumbs up would be nice, and if you've not already done so, please subscribe, and to get further notifications of any uploads, please press that bell. Which leaves me just to say thank you for watching, take care, look after yourself, and bye.